Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be showing you all about the rune tomes, the essence, and what runes are going to be best for you to put on your weapons. Now in the last update they did change the wording of down the bottom there on the bottom left. As you can see, it says 1000 essence. I've got 623 out of 1000. Now it did used to say 500, but you could still collect up to 1000 after they did change it, because it used to be 500, but they changed it now so that you can collect 1000, which it does help, but it is still very expensive. It doesn't change the expense of the runes and how often you see them. I will show you, we will be going off into sandbox because it's going to be easier to show you the runes, but the level 1 still costs 75, a level 2 still costs 110, and a level 3 still costs 150. I'll show you here because you can't see in sandbox for some reason. It doesn't show all of these runes up here in sandbox. So obviously you've got all your level 1s and 2s. You will and 3s, and you will be unlocking them with this, which is a rune tome, which I will show you. You get a prop tome and a rune tome out of chests, and this is the one that you're going to be using to unlock all your runes. And the only ones you really want, of course, are going to be level 3s, but you're going to be using this is useless in my opinion, because you shouldn't be running and jumping when you're in combat. You should be dodge rolling. Running and jumping is not going to help you. You can always run away still from enemies, and they're not that fast. Dodge roll is what you should be using most of the time. Rune of damage is definitely one that you should be using. Rune of destruction is definitely one you should be using on your tools. This should be using on. This is damage you're going to be using on tool weapons and tools. Destruction you're going to be using on tools. Durability is going to be good for weapons and tools. Rune of luck is only going to be good for your weapons going against enemies. I don't care what anybody says. This does not. Rune of luck does not give you luck on tools. I've tried it, and if it does, it's still not worth it. The amount I tried, the amount of rocks I hit, I did not get any luck from it. So it's not worth it. And the other one is Undead Bane, which is actually decent for going into caves. It's very good against skeletons, and Rune of Health is useless because you should have all your healing items on you. You shouldn't be relying on your enemies to drop you healing items. You should have them on you all the time. So let's go off into the sandbox where we can show you all of these upgrades. So we've come over into the sandbox world, and you see all these floating islands all around. On your map they'll look like this. They'll look like little purple, pinky purple blobs, whatever you want to call them. And yeah, the floating islands all over the place. You'll find these chests all over look, there's one over there on the floating island just there. And all you want to be doing is just opening the chest, and in it you'll get a bunch of stuff, and you'll get either You'll always, I think you always get a rune tome like this book. Sometimes you'll get a prop tome, which is just a white thing. This one's green in rarity, and you just want to be putting it in your inventory, putting it on your hotbar, reading it, and this will teach you a new rune. And if you've learned them all, you'll get 20 essence from them, which isn't a lot really, but. And that's how you get your runes, and your essence you just get from anywhere. You get from farming or from attacking enemies. You'll get like one from the spiders, but it depends on the tier of the enemy. Depends on how much essence you get. Let's see how much this thing will drop. I think this thing drops 1 as well. Oh, he dropped quite a bit because. Because he destroyed some of this stuff as well, which you get essence from farming as well. So, but if you take out higher tier enemies like Frostlands, Stormwild Brute, you'll probably get about 30 essence from them, something like that. But let's show you all about the runes. So here we are. We're over at the area where I've got my rune forge and everything. I did put something small down. I didn't want it to look too empty here because this isn't my actual world. I normally do my videos in my expert world, but this is just going to be so much easier to show you because on Sandbox, because it's free, so I don't have to go out and farm everything. But I'll show you just what it. So what I'm looking for on here, what I would normally do is put these runes on my weapons. So I've got Rune of Luck, which allows, which means enemies have got a chance to drop in extra loot. I've got Rune of Damage, which this is double in the damage of my longsword, and Rune of Durability just means my longsword's going to last longer. There's no other rune worth putting on my weapons as far as I can see. So if I wanted this, I'm going to show you just what it's going to cost. And I will speed up through this, but I'll show you what it's going to cost for me to get these 3 runes. If I was just looking to upgrade one weapon, what it would actually cost to upgrade this. So we want to roll our runes, and look, straight away we have no level 3s, so we go for a reroll, which costs 20. And we got Rune of Berserk, which I wouldn't use. So here we are. We got our first rune. I'd put this on. So Rune of Luck, I would put this one on. That's another 150. And here we are, Rune of Damage. So we would put this on. And as you can see, that cost a lot. I'll put on screen how much that ended up costing this one sword, but it was a lot. I didn't count. I should have counted really, but I'll count in when I'm editing. I'll put it on screen how much it actually cost to upgrade this, but I'm pretty sure it was very close to 1,000 at least that it cost to just do this one sword, which is kind of crazy to be honest. So you can imagine what it's going to cost you to upgrade all of your weapons and tools. If you wanted, you know, you've got 4 to upgrade at least to go on your hotbar, or 5 if you are using the machete. So you're still not going to be rolling around with maxed out weapons and tools on your hotbar. You're going to be rolling around with bare weapons again, and obviously you won't be just going straight out for upgrading one weapon or tool. So you won't be skipping past, say if you was upgrading your weapon and you've already got a damage 3 on, and you come across another damage 3, you'll just put it on your crossbow or something. You won't re-roll. You will use it on something else. So it would cost a little bit less if you was doing it that way, rather than just trying to upgrade one thing at a time. You have to upgrade multiple things at the same time, unfortunately. So what you will be looking for, in my opinion, these are the best things these are the best runes you can have on your weapons and tools. So just for pure damage and everything, and luck, you're going to be wanting damage, durability and luck all on your crossbow and longsword. It's going to allow you to do as much damage as possible. So I'll just show you quickly what kind of damage you're going to be doing against a brute, and I guess you'll see how much he's going to essence is going to drop you once you've defeated him. And you do get a decent amount of essence from this guy. But as you can see, a jump shot does 30 damage, whereas on a standard sword it would be doing 18 because of its 9 damage as a standard sword. Obviously this is going to be quite easy because we're not in our expert world, so he barely does any damage to us. I'm not overdoing it. I'm not too bothered about him hitting me. But the brutes are easy to take out. All of the enemies are really. But there you go. And as you can see, we've got 40 essence from him. And that's because he was a Stormwild brute. I think that's the most essence you can get from an enemy. But that's the sword. That's with the durability 3, luck 3, and damage 3. Now, did he actually drop us? No, he only dropped us one brute scale. But sometimes you can get 2 from them. The same with any enemy. It's the luck rune has got a chance of dropping extra loot, basically. And we've got that on both our sword and our crossbow. So you can use your crossbow there as well. It's got the same sort of stuff on. So I've only done this pickaxe just purely for taking out golems. Otherwise you wouldn't really put luck on your pickaxe, but I've only got it on purely for the chance that you have a chance of getting extra rift shards. So he's going to wind up and you go for a spin here, and I'm just going to block him. You can block all of his attacks, and he's come down the bottom, so... But as you can see, we do 60 damage with this, and that's because of golems, they are made of stone, so that's why your pickaxe does more damage than your sword, because they're essentially made of stone. But as you can see, we only got 1 rift shard, but that's the only reason you would put luck on your pickaxe, is so you've got the chance of getting 2 rift shards, basically. And obviously you can't use ranged weapons on golems, so... and now for these ones, this is what you would use if you're going down into like any cave on the mainland, because you don't find on the mainland over here, because you don't find skeletons in any other cave apart from the mainland. So this is going to be the only best setup for if you're cave hunting, which you got the luck on for the extra possibility of loot. Undead Bane, which does more damage to undead enemies, which, trust me, is much better for caves, and your damage 3 as well. So I will show you again what do we have here. We have a skeleton. I think this is a frost skeleton, but as you can see, a jump shot, we do 54 damage, and look, that he nearly one hit him. He's got less than half health left, and look, normal 27 just to a normal one. So trust me, if you've seen any videos telling you that Undead Bane is useless, it is definitely not useless. Use this for, you can put it on your crossbow and or your sword, and it's going to be the best thing for going into the lava cave, any cave with skeletons, or roaming around at night time. It's literally one of the best upgrades for your weapon that you can put on. Now, as for the tools, we do have our axe and pickaxe here, which have durability 3, destruction 3, and damage 3. And it's just going to allow you to... Destruction 3 is basically going to give you the chance of taking it out in 1 hit. Damage is going to allow you to take it out in less hits because your pickaxe or axe is doing more damage. And then durability, just because of... It just makes it last longer. There's no other runes worth putting on your pickaxe or axe, or even the machete if you're using a machete, which is actually very good at cutting down bushes and stuff in 1 hit, whereas, you know, an axe or something might take a few hits. But as you can see, we just took out that tree in 2 hits. It didn't do the destruction. The destruction is just a chance. There you go, destruction hit in there. Same for the rocks. I mean, you normally... There you go, destruction hit set in that one as well. But you're normally probably going to be doing jump shots because you do, again, double damage. So, and that also did 60 damage to a rock, which is crazy, considering this pickaxe only does 10. It does 10 damage. so it did literally 6 times the amount of damage. And yeah, like I said, this one, the machete it can be good at taking out bushes in one hit, but it will allow you to take things out like this in one hit, and it's very good in the jungle, because in the jungle, I think with an axe you're looking at a few hits to take out bushes, whereas the machete will most likely take it out in one hit. But that's basically everything that you need to know about the runes, the essence, where to get the tomes, everything. Don't put all of these. Don't be using the rune that allows you to sprint fast and jump higher. Like, why do you want to jump twice as high? Like, why? It's not really going to help you in a fight, honestly. Don't put it on your weapon. Just use these. Use these what I have on here, and you'll go far in this. Honestly, it's the best way you can go. But yeah, I hope this video helps you to understand where to get your essence, your prop tomes, and your rune tomes, and the best runes to put on your weapons and tools. Thanks for joining me, guys, and don't forget, give it a like and a subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace, guys.